Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. And we're having some craziness coming from the far left, some looting bang from the far left, that, of course, we all have to understand. We have here Maxine Waters going completely lunatic zone, completely Trump derangement syndrome levels, to where I don't even know where she's even getting it from. I think she might actually have a severe mental illness, and she needs to get that checked. Because now, she's going on and wanting to say that, that the Trump supporters, meaning you guys that would be sort of supporting Donald Trump, should be investigated. Because, you know, you supported Donald Trump. I don't understand how deranged and how fascist you can be until, you know, to say something like this. But it's Maxine Waters. She's a bloody lunatic, right? And we'll be going over this together here as we see, because, you know, insanity loves company, I guess.
Because you predicted years ago, you said, I'm counting on Stormy. What do your reaction to Thursday's incredible verdict?
Thank you so very much for having us all on today. Let me just say it's a sad day for this country. I'm still shocked and amazed that his supporters would follow him with the lies and distortions that he continues to give to the American people. He says it's rigged. He says if they can do this to me, they can do it to you, bringing in others to cover the lies that he's telling. I'm amazed that those who claim to be so patriotic are so unpatriotic. I'm watching not only what happened in January 6th in Washington, D.C., but what is happening now. And men and women in the Republican Party don't have the courage nor the patriotism to stand up for democracy and what's good for America and understand and be able to honestly say to the American public that this used to be president, this former president is wrong. Whenever he loses, wherever he loses, he'll say it's rigged. He'll say that somehow he doesn't deserve to have to be lawful. Well, as the president said, no one is above the law. Those jurors on that jury are to be commended for what they have done. You had 7 men and 5 women who stepped up to the plate and did the hard work and rolled out to America and told America the truth. This man is guilty, not 1 time, 2 times, and 3 times, but on all 30 counts. That's amazing.
Right. 34 times. As you were
I am going to spend some time with the criminal justice system, with the justice system, asking them, tell us what's going on with the domestic terrorists. Are they preparing a civil war against us? Should we be concerned about our safety? What is he doing with this divisive language? It is dangerous, and we're going to have to make sure that we understand that we're not at risk with this man talking in the way.
Divisive language. There's a whole bunch of word salad that Maxine Waters has said here, and I have to go over this. First off, the matter of the fact is that this was a rigged actual case. You had 12 jurors where they didn't have to be unanimously agreed upon something. They could just pick whatever crime that the Trump had and just put it down, and that make it to where Trump could be guilty of something. You had the actual prosecutor saying, I am going to go get this guy. I am going to go get this guy. And saying it's making it political. And then you have the judge, which also donated to the Democratic Party, also presiding over the case. And you're saying that this is not rigged. This is not a horrible case or something wrong going against Trump. And all the jurors not even being quickly processed to where it was going on. On top of that, they didn't even allow the jurors to even have the jury instructions in them, right? For them to go overview. They even had to go and ask questions and stuff like that. So, I don't know about you, but this seems to be the case here of what's going on in the whole case. Like, it's a complete sham. Now, you said that his language has been divisive. What language exactly? Because, I could give you 2 examples of divisive language right here, right now. here is Donald Trump.
We had a perfect number, 1.4%. It doesn't matter whether you're black or brown or white or whatever the hell color you are. It doesn't matter. We are all Americans, and we're going to pull together as Americans.
So, I don't know what's divisive there, but however, you have Kathy Hochul going out and saying this to her own constituents, to her own people. You know, something about black people don't know what a computer is in the Bronx, and then calling her own people clowns. Take a look.
You know, young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things.
And that is for Donald Trump to be the ringleader of and invite all his clowns to a place like the Bronx.
So who's really doing the division here? You have Trump saying for all Americans and stuff like that, and what have you, what's been going on. And then you have Kathy Hochul here, the Democrats, always supporting for ESG, DEI, and stuff like that, to where you're already making it divisive as it is. This is already insane, and I don't think you guys seem to really care about that. But we have more here of the insanity that is Maxine Waters, where she goes on to rant more about, you know, wanting to put, you know, Trump supporters in jail. You know, investigate them.
A man who we'd better be careful about, and I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the Justice Department, and I'm going to ask the President to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with, who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, you know, what communities they're going to attack.
This lady is so bat crazy that I don't even know how to explain it. She's literally saying, when she says, who training up the hills, and we all know what she's pointing to. Don't try to confuse us at all. She's saying anybody that is in support of Trump, or anybody that would want to vote for Trump, to to talk to the Justice Department and investigate these people, these terrorists that are going to go after communities. That's not what's going to happen here. In fact, you have the opposite, to where you guys are having your own people do the exact thing. Your own supporters are doing this. Like, they're actually going over there acting with mental deranged movements and writing guilty, guilty, guilty on the sidewalk like some type of mental basket case. That's insane. You have other people that are also far left that are attacking police places. So I don't know what you're talking about here, Maxine Waters. Your insanity is going through the roof here. And to think that these people are going to just go attack communities? No, they're not going to go and attack communities. If anything, if it were to happen, and this is not going to happen, but if it were to happen, they'd be attacking government areas that would you know, lead astray. But this is not what's going to happen, because you're a lunatic. You're insane. And we have more from the insane woke jobs that have massive severe TDS, to where they're talking about like, oh, well, this is not part of this is like the Supreme Court can't do anything. What are they talking about? It's like they don't actually look up anything at all. Like, they don't actually just do research themselves. Because if they did, they would probably understand that you can. Take a look.
I do believe the Supreme Court should step in. Obviously, this is totally unprecedented, and it's dangerous to our system. I think that the justices on the court, I know many of them personally, I think they're deeply concerned about that, as we are. So I think they'll set this straight, but it's going to take a while. You're right. The process takes a while to play out. This will be overturned, guys. There's no question about it. It's just going to take some time.
Tim, the Supreme Court, do they have any jurisdiction over that? What is he talking about?
I mean, these guys have become so presumptuous that they really do think that the Supreme Court is a political arm that is just going to do their bidding. I mean, that is how they act. You know, that is how they treat the Supreme Court. That is how Samuel Alito acts when he feels like he can just go to Fox and lie about what happened, you know, with the flag outside his house. So I think that, I mean, no, they don't have any jurisdiction, but that's just one lie about this whole process. Tim Scott, going back to Tim Scott, he said that the Biden administration did this prosecution when it was a DA. There was no DOJ involvement about this. So they don't understand the system, or they're blatantly lying about it.
This lady is so bat crazy that I don't even know how to explain it. She's literally saying, when she says, who training up the hills, and we all know what she's pointing to. Don't try to confuse us at all. She's saying anybody that is in support of Trump or anybody that would want to vote for Trump to go to talk to the Justice Department and investigate these people, these terrorists that are going to go after communities. That's not what's going to happen here. In fact, you have the opposite, to where you guys are having your own people do the exact thing. Your own supporters are doing this. Like, they're actually going over there acting with mental deranged movements and writing guilty, guilty, guilty on the sidewalk like some type of mental basket case. That's insane. You have other people that are also far left that are attacking police places. So I don't know what you're talking about here, Maxine Waters. Your insanity is going through the roof here. And to think that these people are going to just go attack communities? No, they're not going to go and attack communities. If anything, if it were to happen, and this is not going to happen, but if it were to happen, they'd be attacking government areas that would not have to, that would, you know, lead astray. But this is not what's going to happen, because you're a lunatic. You're insane. And we have more from the MSC, insane woke jobs that have massive severe TDS, to where they're talking about, like, oh, well, this is not part of this is like the Supreme Court can't do anything. What are they talking about? It's like they don't actually look up anything at all. Like, they don't actually just do research themselves. Because if they did, they would probably understand that you can. Take a look.
And Rev, the thing that jumped out at me, even more so than just the entire thing of what the speaker just said, is when he said, I know many of them personally.
That's right. Well, I know many of them personally, implying that they and he are on the same page, that they're not going to be making a judicial decision, is that they're aligned politically, and in this case, maybe aligned in terms of Donald Trump. Because why would you even say, I know them personally, when you're saying that they ought to be ruling on fairness of law?
On the merits.
It is to confirm what many of us have suspected, that these were political nominees based on some partisan commitment, and that is why we have deep concerns about this court.
Everybody.
Again, these people live in La La Land, and I don't know where to really start with them. It's just that it's just so much ample evidence of it showing it being a rigged case. And we can say the same thing for Biden, too, where if anybody goes after Biden, it's going to be political. But at this point, they made it political. They made it a political battle, and now we had to play the political fight. So, honestly, I don't care too much in the sense that we have to go after some of our enemies politically at this point, because the Democrats have obviously made this political. They have obviously tried to take out Trump in a very political manner, and the only other way is to fight fire with fire. We have to stop playing these games, and the only way to stop playing these games is to fight fire with fire. Hate to break it to you guys, but you open up this wall. You open up this level of battle, and now we have to play by your rules. If you don't like it, then I guess you just bring up your arms, because now now it's you against us. It's you against the American people, and we're not going to stand for it. And with the immense amount of support Trump's been getting over the weekend in the past couple of days, it ain't looking too great for you guys. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Let's guys share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.